Hi, baddies. Welcome to episode 2. We have a very special guest, all the way from Titkok. We have Walid Shah. So thank you so much for joining us today. We have watched your TikTok content and you are amazing. And we love the feedback that you've provided and clearly you're helping others, in their relationship issues. So thank you so much for being on our show. We've got lots and lots of questions for you. So would you mind just giving us like a brief introduction of yourself and your background?
So my name is Walid, and I'm 37, single, live in Sacramento, California. I was born and raised in the Bay Area, and I blew up on TikTok after I kind of shared about what happened to me when I almost got engaged, and that video blew up. And then I consistently got the idea for starting to do in a relationship and a breakup and narcissistic and everything I've been through. So I opened it for the world to help other people that couldn't get out of it. So, and that's how I blew up on TikTok. It was awesome. Thanks for having me though.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think, so my first question for you is, we hear this term narcissist or, narcissistic traits. So can you just give us a little breakdown of what that means and what to look out for in relationships?
Somebody that's very demanding, somebody that basically can do whatever they want and they can step on you and make you feel like you're not worthy enough. But at the same time, the sad part is women stay with it because they feel like they have nowhere else to go, or they still love him and they think they can change. But a narcissistic person can never change. It can be a toxic relationship, and it damages you so bad because at the point you can lose your family, you can lose your friends, and also at the same time you lose your kids. They turn you against your whole family. Everybody turns against you, and now you have nobody. So you have to stay in the relationship.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know it is tough. I don't know if I would qualify him as a narcissist. I think he might be their king, but pretty sure I dated one last year. it was like the amount of gaslighting and the ego it was a lot. It was a lot. Got out of that real quick, but
love bombing all the time. Tell you they're going to change.
Gosh.
They're never going to
really
change.
Do.
They can go and sleep with any other damn female and still come back home, and they know you're going to be tucked in at night. And at the end of the night, you're wide awake, just not happy at all. You're just depressed as shit.
Exactly.
And it's
now, was she? Sorry, go ahead.
So it's about understanding, and it's okay to leave a narcissist. It's okay to leave that toxic relationship. And a lot of people rather stay because they have invested that time, the time, the money, the effort, and then starting all over again, it's kind of hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they just can't leave. They say that they can't. The hardest part is you can leave. Everybody always says they can't because one of the main issues is, where do I go? And then I don't have money, but I used to work with a coworker that had 7 kids, and she got away from a narcissistic relationship after 20 years. And she did it. She saved every dollar every day. Instead of a gas tank putting $20 in, she would put $19, and she'd keep those dollars until she saved up enough to move to California with 7 of her kids. So it took a long time for her to do it, and she got a little bit of help. So I feel like everybody can get out after I heard her story. 7 kids is not easy. Imagine just having 2 kids and you're like, oh, I can't get out. Well, this lady had 7, and she had a kid that had autism. I mean, it's not easy to get these kids out of here. And then also, you got to worry about the doctor and the medical and all that stuff too. So it's tough, but I've seen people do it. It's just an excuse to me when I hear that no one can get out. That's just an excuse.
And I totally agree with you. Because it's the mindset, okay, if you want to get out of this, you'll do anything and everything. Even though sometimes we have to start somewhere in order to be, to reach our main goal on that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, I posted a video and I didn't know much about it. I opened it up. I went and typed up about somebody was telling me about, narcissistic. And I was like, let me read up on it before I get back to you because I don't really know much about it. So I started reading up on it. And that was the first video for me that hit 1.3 million likes. And I was so sad because I'm actually pulling it up. And I can tell you right now, let's see what they said. So I remember looking at it. So it was, let's see what it was. It was I think it was like 1.5 million views, and it was something to do with, let me see what it was. I actually was crying before I saw this. I needed this. You're directly saying it to me. I needed to hear that. Facts, perfectly said. Thanks a lot. This video was actually for me. Thank you for this message. Guess you're talking to me. I really needed this. So everybody randomly just opened up their page, and I pop up during the times they're fucking crying. And I'm like, yo, like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is this?
TikTok algorithm.
TikTok algorithm is no joke. When you least expect it, when you're going through something, you pop up TikTok, and I pop up at the time you're crying.
And I totally agree with that, because it's just like, I remember that you said something about single moms, and like every time I'm like, sometimes cause yes, I do get sad and lonely, and then you pop up and I'm like, aw, I really like what he says. And it does make so much sense. And it's just like, I'm like, okay, you know what? There is hope. And a lot of people feel like that, but they don't talk about it. They are afraid of saying how they feel and all that. And that's how we get connected with each other, through our messages. Mm-hmm. And TikTok is a powerful platform because of that.
It is. It truly is a powerful platform. I did not know that video was going to take off. I dated a bunch of single moms. I'm Middle Eastern. My parents are like, back in the days when you're kids, they're like, oh no, you need to have a wife. She can't have kids. Now as they get older, they're like, you know what? Just fucking live your life, dude. You're 37 years old. You're staying out of trouble. You do you. So I've dated moms. I think they're great. It's just the hardest part for me was trying to understand them until I started noticing it was the same trend. They don't have a lot of time. They have to take care of their kids. They're young. They're not old enough to 17, 18, 16 that they can't do anything. So I dated, but then there was also bad traits with them too at the same time. It wasn't just all perfect, but there was good moms that I'm friends with. I was like, damn, you guys are amazing. They take care of you. They feed you. They don't got time to party. They don't got time to drink. They don't got time to talk to multiple men. They just don't, because they got so much responsibilities. Like that 10 minutes of a breather allows them to actually have a conversation with you. And then they're going to say, hey, I got to go, or I got to go to sleep. That's just what it is. So you got to have a lot of patience when you're dating a single mom. That's what I learned.
Yeah. Cindy and I think we recognize, or we feel exactly what you're saying, because we're both single moms, and we both have been in situations where, we had to either choose to stay in the marriage or get out and be happy. Mm-hmm. So, thankfully we chose to be happy, but, navigating through like dating in 2022, 2021, it's been fucking terrible for sure.
It's going to be terrible for a very long time for you guys.
Of course, for sure. So, I mean, I think, and that's why like we wanted to create this podcast, is because, there's a lot of things that we don't know, and, you would have a lot of insight on that, especially being a man. Mm-hmm. So yeah, again, thank you for being on the podcast. Cindy, what questions did you have?
Okay. So in this case, all right, I'll tell you my bacon making story. In this case, let's say, for instance, like, why are men not direct? Why are they so, like, if I tell you, hey, you know what, are you interested or not? If you're not interested, then why are you going to waste my time?
Men are very hesitant to tell you exactly, because they can have options. So if I'm talking to you and then I have another girl in the back of my head, I'm like, shit, maybe I'll give another one a chance and go on a date with her, and then let her know how I feel once I go on a date with somebody else. So if I'm dating Nicole and I'm dating Cindy, and I'm dating both of y'all, but I'm feeling Nicole, but I want to give her a second chance. But Cindy's straight up telling me, hey, listen, I'm feeling you. What's up? And I'm like, damn, but I'm kind of interested in trying to see one more round with Nicole and see what happens. So men can't just give you, if they're really interested and they don't have any side chicks they're talking to, they're going to tell you what's up. But as soon as you ask them that question, they're kind of hesitant because of the fact there's so many options out there. That's the problem.
But the thing is, like, I understand the swiping, the dating apps and all that. And what I've seen is like both sexes now. It's like, I was telling Nicole earlier, like, females are doing the same thing that men are doing to men. Females are doing the same thing that they're doing to men, and men are doing the same thing to females. So it's just like, now you get on dating apps and it's just like they can be all flirty, but all they're looking for sex, one night stand, bye, see ya.
Dating apps are one of the most horrible things you can get on. I've been on it. I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't perfect myself. I had my times where I was on it and I was like, all right, let me see what's up with this. So I tried Tinder. I've tried Bumble. I tried all that crap. At the end of the day, you either end up, you're going to sleep with them or you're not going to do anything with them. There's nothing serious. I mean, once in a while, those relationships, I mean, some people are looking for something serious, but in reality, I feel like dating apps are just to take the boredom away from being single.
You know, I've got a question for you now that you just said that. I'm curious to know, if a girl is to sleep with someone on the very first date, does that construe your judgment of her in the future? Like, would you continue to date her?
As long as she tells me what she wants up front. If she's just looking for a situationship and a friends with benefits, then we keep it that way. But men are always going to judge when they get it the first time. It's just a very common thing. I mean, if the guy's in love with her or whatever after the first date, that's a red flag for him. But if you're going to sleep with a woman, unfortunately, women are not going to think, oh yeah, this guy's a hoe. But then guys are always going to think this girl's a hoe because she gave it up the first night. It's just a very common thing. It's always been like that since we were young. It's so stupid.
Oh yeah. You're not.
If women want to get around in, let them get around in. Don't judge them. At least they took care of your needs. But I guess the sad part is it's like shit. Like, dude, you're ruining it for yourself. Like, you have a girl. She doesn't want anything serious. If that's what you want, that's what you're looking for. But in reality, you don't need that. Like if you're looking for something serious, just be honest with her. But if she's going to sleep with you and that's what she wants, she's better off being forward. If you're forward with people, they respect you. I guarantee you go forward with anybody right now and you say, hey, listen, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm just looking to have a multiple one night stands. You come through, no relationship, no feelings. Let's just have a good time. And then whatever happens, happens. And then somebody always catches feelings and then it's done.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. That's the negative to it.
It's just like, okay, if I sleep with you, yeah, no. And that's one of the things. It's just like, I'm so like, no. Like, I'm like a porcupine.
Mm-hmm. And why is that?
Because I've been hurt in the past and it's just like, I just can't, I'm the type of person that I cannot sleep with a person one night stand. I mean, yes, I have, oh my gosh.
Oh, not me.
Not one night stand. I slept with people once and that's it. And we're friends and that's it. And that's like, you take care of my needs every 9 months.
So I'll be honest.
9 months.
That's like, Islamically, like, I'm Muslim. So in reality, when I was younger, I had my days, but as I gotten older, if you really want to find a guy that's really interested in you, don't sleep with him. Wait till marriage. That's usually what, I'm not going to go into religion, but that's usually what the Quran says. And I think that's what it says in the Bible, right? So why are we going into relationships? Okay. Why are we moving in? Why are we in relationships for 3 to 5 years and you're sleeping with them? You're cooking. You're doing everything you're doing as a wifey material, but you don't have a ring on your finger and he can leave any fucking time he wants and you can leave whenever you want. That's the problem with today's society. That's exactly the problem.
So it's funny because now that you say that, so I went on a date on Friday. So we actually met twice that day. He kissed me and we talked about like, you know, if it's going to be his house, my house. And he's like, no, we both rent our houses and we buy one together. But at the same time, he said about getting married. And that was like, okay, he's thinking smart here. So it's just like, but it's really rare to talk about that or see that. And I think that kind of scared me away because I was like, okay, so is this real or not? Or what does he want? And that goes through my head because he's been like, I want to see you. Let's hang out every single day. And he's been consistent with me.
But why'd you back off?
A good rule. Yeah.
Huh?
Why'd you back off? It scared you?
Yeah, I did.
How long were you dating for?
No, that was like the first date.
Okay, that's a red flag. You can't do that the first date.
Yeah, total red. I mean, that's love bombing.
Yeah, that's way too fast. Holy shit. Yeah. You're not Muslim. That's
I
wild.
like a man that can come in and like, you know, be direct and tell me exactly what he wants, but at the same time, like, don't tell me you want me to get pregnant within the next 6 months. Like, that's gonna freak me the fuck out, you know?
Understandable. You're supposed to, no matter what, 6 months engaged, 1 year marriage. That's exactly how it should be. And that's the problem is that people don't follow that. And that's where everything falls into why the dating society has changed so much in 2022. Everyone's fucking, everyone's sharing. Everyone's catching diseases. But in reality, the reason why there's diseases, the reason why there's stuff like that out there is because of the fact that no one can keep their dick in their pants or no one can stop opening their legs. Let's stop it. And the game will change 100% because men are going to, listen, you women can ruin society. All you got to do is literally end you want to end the world? Close your fucking legs. I guarantee you, no one in this world will live anymore. I heard Pharrell say that. I was like, bro, that is legit the craziest thing I've ever heard. He said, if every woman decided to wake up the next day and end humanity, they would close their legs. I was like, oh shit, I never thought of that. That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. I was like, wow.
I mean, we definitely could. I mean,
you
especially, and I hate to bring politics into this at all, but I think that's the mindset of all women after Roe versus Wade when that overturned. So I might piss some people off saying that or bringing that up, but you know what? Whatever. I think there's a lot of women that were like, fuck this. You're getting a vasectomy. I'm not having sex with you. Like, it's a fucking done deal. I wasn't one of those women, but I mean, I get it. I
think women can do so much. Somebody asked me the other day, they're always asking you the question, and I think this will be like one of my next videos. So they always ask me like, what do I want in a woman? And in reality, I want fucking peace. Straight fact. That's all I want. I just want peace. It is the hardest thing to be in a relationship. I can find the hottest girl. I can date the hottest girl. I can date a supermodel. I don't care. But if I don't wake up and I don't have peace in my mind, then I don't want to date her anymore. That's straight up how I feel every fucking day. I don't want drama. I don't want to wake up and my wife's out fucking partying. I don't know where she's at. I'm not into somebody that's like a party animal and she wants to drink every night and she wants to go out with her girls. I think in reality, I just want peace, just like every other man these days and just like every other woman. We don't have that because we're always stressed the fuck out because what is our man doing tonight? They're at a nightclub. They're with 3 other girls talking and you're just stressed out because you caught him. And it's just, there's no peace in relationships anymore.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was talking to a friend earlier about that too. I told him, the best relationships that I've ever had are ones that are almost boring. They're peaceful and they're still fun, of course, you do things together, but there's no drama. There's no anxiety. And, those are the best ones. I'm in one right now, actually, that's very peaceful and I don't worry. I don't have to check his phone. I don't even feel like, I feel like that would be a violation if I did, but and it is kind of boring sometimes, but it's nice to be able to just chill and not stress, but I think a lot of people take that, I guess the good relationship is maybe the boring times or whatnot. And that's when they kind of start looking elsewhere and start straying elsewhere because like you said earlier, everybody has a plan B, everybody's fucking, so it's hard. And so my next question for you is when do you put labels on something? Because it seems like a lot of people nowadays don't want to put a label on anything. They just kind of want to go with the flow. But I feel like, I guess it's just my opinion, but I feel like if you don't at least having a conversation about exclusivity, they're going to continue to fuck around. So what's your opinion on that?
I mean, I think your gut feeling will tell you exactly when you're in a relationship. If you guys are consistently seeing each other. I mean, if you're consistently going out on dates, going to coffee, going to breakfast, going to hikes. I mean, I think it naturally just happens. And once you start holding hands, I feel like that's when or the kiss happens or something like that. But, putting labels, it's just that sometimes it can actually, it can put I know people that love to put shit on Facebook and they're like, we want to be in a relationship on Facebook. I don't give a fuck about social media. I don't need to put it because there's a bad eye. There's always somebody envious of what you're doing and they just hate the fact that you're succeeding and they're not. So I feel like you can put it whenever you feel you're both comfortable. And, it's kind of sad because we have to ask instead of it should be given to us to where we know that we're in a relationship. But with today's society, you never know. You can be, I thought this was a friends with benefits. And you're like, what the fuck? I just gave you my heart and you just want to leave me, bro? We went for breakfast. Yeah. Like we wake up every day, we hang out and you're like, hey, I wasn't looking, but I feel like honestly, the first month, you should put a label on it. You're 30 days, solid 30 days. You should know whether you guys are together if you're consistently dating, and you should know in about a month where you're together or not. I think that's when you're like, hey, listen, are are we good? Or like, or you're not fucking with anybody else. And if they're respectfully say, hey, listen, you're my girl, that's how it is, then good. So those, I think 30 days is enough, depending how many times you've been on a date. I feel like anybody that's been on a date for like 6 to 7 times should actually know that everything is going well and you might as well just go with it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good point. I dated a guy, last year. We went on like, he lived about an hour and a half away, so it was kind of hard for us to see each other. So we saw each other, I guess, once a week for about a month. And then after like that 4th week, the 4th date, we just kind of stopped talking. So, my question to you is after that amount of time, like after a month, you've already hooked up or slept together. Is ghosting okay at that point? Or do you think ghosting is never okay?
I think you got to be honest. I think, hey, listen, shoot that text and be like, listen, I'm no longer interested. I had a great time. I've been ghosted plenty of times. Even till these days, I get ghosted. It's whatever. But if you're not going to text me and I have to text you to kind of get the answer out of it, it's rude to me. But I've seen somebody that I've actually hung out with, and then I saw her at the gym and I'm like, dude, what kind of shit was that? And she's like, oh shit, my boyfriend's here. And I was like, dude, that's so weird. Like, why don't you just fucking tell me? I would have left you alone. Like, I texted you. What if I texted and your man picked up? Like, just be fucking honest. Exactly. Like, and I had to run off because I didn't want it to look stupid at the gym. I'm like, bro,
so like
it's so stupid.
So like, what about after like one date? Like, you don't have a kiss, you don't hook up, nothing happens like that, and you just decide, I'm just not going to deal with this anymore. You think that's okay?
Give it the next day. But if they're bombarding you with text messages like the next day, and you're just like, hey, listen, I thought the first date was cool, but I wasn't really feeling much, and just move on with it. Some men get butthurt, but at the end of the day, they're men. They're supposed to. I understand we have a heart, but we're a lot stronger. So we should actually take the fact that it's only the first date. If the guy's like falling in love with you on the first date, or he's like, oh my God, I really want you. I was one of those guys. I was like, dude, this girl is so fine. Like, I'm really feeling her. And she's like, hey, listen, I wasn't feeling anything. And I was like, fuck you. Like, damn, I want to send this to you, but I can't. But I really just want to cuss you out because I'm mad that I thought it went well. I did everything right. But then that's just the part of the game. So I think you should always be honest with somebody up front. And women don't like to hurt people's feelings. So they always they ghost. No, y'all ghost the shit out of us.
I am very,
Cindy and I are different.
I'm like,
yeah. If you care about feelings, then good. But if you don't, and you're like Cindy, you're like, hey, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I didn't like you. I really didn't.
My question is, do you have to have a kiss on the first date to know that everything's going well? You don't have to have a first kiss. You don't have, like, I'm dating in my 30s and this is like my first time. So as an adult, so this is like, what the heck do I do? Because this is like unknown territory.
I don't think you should touch. I don't think you should kiss on the first date. I think as soon as he goes for the kiss, he could potentially go for more, depending what your situation is. If you're looking for a man that you want to date, I don't think moving in a kiss in a first date is a good thing. I think as a lady, I don't think you should give up a first kiss. I don't think you should give up a first touch. Like I said, I don't think you should even sleep with them at all. Like, I feel like to the point where you know that there's a ring on your finger. That's the way I feel with it. I don't think any woman should sleep with a man until there's a ring on their finger. And I know people are like, your chat's gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, I don't know if I can hold out that long. I might need some of that D, but at the end of the day, in reality, that's the way it should be. Because if a man is willing to have the patience to wait for you, and he will wait till marriage, wifey right there, hubby right there, guaranteed he'll wait that long. Unless he's fucking somebody else. But if you know he's waiting for you, and he's waiting for that moment, as soon as that ring is on your finger, that could change the whole game, and that you can be in love forever. I think that's the greatest thing of love, is patience. Patience is key.
This is what my friend, I have a friend that she met her husband on Bumble, and they didn't have sex until marriage.
Respect.
And it's just like, she's like, Cindy, you have to wait. And I'm like, okay, she's very, like, my friends are very, very overprotective with me just because they want me to find a good man. They want me to wait. They want me. And I honestly, look, I try to be as busy as possible. Look at the time right now. It's almost midnight, and I'm like, you know what? I'm working on a new podcast with her. I'm starting things. I try to keep myself as busy as possible, and that's the thing. I want to find the right person, but I'm patient. And sometimes, you know what? When I get impatient, I just jump off a plane, or I fly a plane, or I just travel. Do different things to keep me out of that. But yes.
I feel like Cindy needs somebody very active. I can read Cindy very well. This is straight up Cindy right here. Amazing heart, but will not open up to anybody unless she's super sexually and mentally attracted to him. Very, very easy to read that. Outgoing, so you can just tell she's very forward to you, but men get intimidated by her because she's very, very too forward. And when you're too forward, men are like, fuck, this girl is like a little too strong for me and a little too aggressive. So I'm going to back off because I don't think I can do what I can do with some guys they'll hold out and they'll play the little joker, the two-face. But in reality, like Cindy comes off very strong, and a man to take that has to be understanding of her personality. And some men are very chill. They're like, whoa, you have way too much energy drinks, or this is your natural energy. This is wild, right? Cindy is the girl that's down to take a drink. She's down to take a shot. She doesn't have the kids. She's ready to wild out for a night, But she won't just go and sleep with any man unless she's super attracted to him mentally and emotionally. But she will give the kiss on the first date. And maybe like he touches your thigh. That's about it. But in reality, you're just down. Like I could just tell you're very open and down, but men they're a little intimidated. Then I can tell by that.
That's very true. So I had so I go to a lot of networking events. Last week I had this guy. He's like, hey, you know what? When are we meeting? We're supposed to go to a convention. I couldn't back in May. And when he met me in person, he's like, I know you're very high energy. He's like, you need to calm down.
I'll never say that to a woman.
I told him.
No.
He's like,
never.
Good luck,
I'm
bro.
like, I told you, you can't handle me. Like there's a lot of men that can't handle me because they are afraid. Look, I'm very happy, very active, very high energy. And that's the thing. Women that are high energy, how do men deal with that? It is hard to find that one.
You have to have somebody that's active. If you don't have somebody that's climbing rocks or going on fucking trips like everybody else out here, then you're not. It's so hard because men work 9 to 5, right? Throughout the day, they wake up. Let's just keep it. How does it work? So this was my life. I woke up 6:45 in the morning. Okay. I went to work. I had a boss that treated me like shit. I was exhausted. I drove for 10 hours a day. I worked 10-hour shifts. I was an officer. I worked a 10-hour shift. I got off. My legs were hurting. I would go straight to the gym and try to get as much energy as I can pump out before I go to sleep because I'm exhausted. I got off at 5:30. So I got there at like 7, got off at 5:30. I get home. I go to the gym for about an hour and a half for myself. And then boom, look at my phone, text whoever I need to around 8, 9 o'clock, shower, everything, chill in the tub and go to sleep. And that was my like energy. Okay. Saturday, I get a full day of rest. I wake up and I do everything active on Saturdays because Fridays you're already tired from work, right? So Saturdays I'm active. So I'm consistently like, okay, if a girl's interested in me, the energy I'm going to give you that day is all the energy I have because once Sunday hits, I got to go back to sleep. Monday hits, I got to go back to sleep. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's the craziest thing that people don't realize is how much energy men are putting at work and how many hours we are putting, depending what their job is. They could be successful. They could work at McDonald's, but we just don't have that energy right after work, especially because some people are not very active. If somebody's eating McDonald's every day, he's not going to give you that activeness of energy because he's feeling like shit because he's eating like trash every day. He's working at McDonald's, but he's not going to give you the time and the energy that you're looking for. The guy that's climbing rocks in Yosemite and he's jumping off of planes is the guy that's going to give you the energy because this guy is very active. So you need a man that's very active. You can't have a man that doesn't have that energy, and that's very hard to find.
Like I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I go to the gym, from 4:30 to 6:30 every single morning. I have 2 little kids. I put them in the car. I put them, then I get them out of the car every single morning. I'm like, good morning, beautiful people, every single morning. And I mean, and I'm up and I take naps, and I started to say, no, not taking naps, and I get my steps in. And, it's just like, but I am very high energy, but I healthy. I'm very active, and it's just like, yeah, so you're right.
Go to the gym at 4:30 in the morning and look around you and look at how many men are there that are attractive. Just look at it. Go to your gym at 4:30 in the morning and look around you. How many people are up at 4:30 at that gym? Maybe 20, 30 people max?
Not many.
No,
exactly.
Not even, 10?
Bam, 10. All right, 10 people. 10 people that wake up at 4:30. How many men are you going to date to take one of those 10 people to find that person, 1 out of 10, to come with you at 4:30 in the morning? That's how rare it is, straight up. But at 5:30, there's 200 people I was just there. I couldn't find a treadmill. There's literally 100 people at the gym, men and female, 200. But at 4:30, there's only 10. How difficult is it for you? That's how difficult it is for the type of man you want. That's how difficult it's going to be for you, straight up.
0.05%.
There you go. There you go. That's how tough it is for you. Boom.
So speaking of the gym and meeting men at the gym, where would you suggest, instead of on a dating app, where would we go to meet men?
Oh, there's so many cool places.
Besides Home Depot.
Shit. Home Depot is awesome. That's where they're going to fix everything.
Yeah.
So coffee shops. Sacramento has a million of them over here. We're big on coffee. There's so many people just pulling out their laptops and whatever they're doing and just vibing out. I've seen people play video games. I've seen people study. I've seen people writing books. A coffee shop is the most chillest place to find somebody, when it comes down to finding a man. I know this sounds crazy. Obviously, we don't do nightclubs. Obviously, we don't do anything. But I tell people, go somewhere where you can actually go to where the center of the bar is the chef, and you could sit there with random people and you can see a good looking guy and sit there. Like, for example, sushi. We had a sushi shop and there's 2 chefs in the middle and there's a bunch of people at the bars and they're in and out all the time. It is crazy. I know this may sound crazy. Airport. I think the airport.
Yeah.
Airport.
I never would have thought of that, but that's so
There's so many attractive people at the airport. There's the restaurants. There's the wine bars in ours. And they're sitting down and they could be at the same flight and you're going to like Spain and they don't have a ring on their finger. The woman doesn't have a ring on her finger and you can just sit next to her and be like, so is this your first time? I have met multiple women on a flight I met one in Spain and I met one in Germany, and we still are friends till this day because of the fact that we had such a great time linking up in those countries. Very big. Depending where do you guys live, by the way?
We live in Georgia.
Okay. So you guys are in ATL. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the most biggest airports, super nice.
Yes.
And there's so many people coming out to ATL. It's super nice. But as soon as you fly, I'll tell you right now, the most active place that I've met people, most craziest place, Texas. I was in airplanes from Dallas, Fort Worth, and Austin, and I have never met so many people, and I was getting approached. I was like, holy shit. But when you go to like California where I live, you're not going to get no woman that's going to approach you the way that is. But when you go to these places like Texas, I think obviously Vegas, Arizona, I've been to Atlanta. Atlanta was wild, but these women on these flights, they are so active and they're working remote. So the hardest thing is they can't date, but if they see an attractive man sitting at a coffee shop in an airport, you can start or getting a beer, you can start a conversation immediately and you will not believe the things you do once you meet these people. It is awesome.
Cindy, I can see the wheels turning.
Cindy's ready.
She's ready to go.
So I travel around 2 to 3 times a month. And I saw that like last time I traveled, I always go to the Delta Sky Lounge, and I found the best place to actually meet men is here. I mean, they have good jobs. If you're in a lounge, you know that you have to pay that membership. You're either some sort of platinum some type of medallion. And I'm like, you know what? This is pretty awesome. And it crossed my mind, but I ignored the fact. But I kept on seeing like there was different guys. There was a guy that I was looking at, and I'm like, and I didn't want to go approach him. And I'm like, I stayed and we kept on looking at each other like, yeah, he was some sort of coach though.
But why would you not approach a man? What's the problem of approaching men? Do you feel like you're stuck on the same ways that you think a man should approach you?
No, not at all. It was like I was just shy.
That's the problem. But we're shy as fuck too, and we still walk up, and we get denied 1 out of every 5 female we get denied, right? So let's just say those 4 that we get denied hurt us. As soon as we get that 1, our level goes right back up. So getting denied and shy is very common because of the fact that you're actually attracted to him. That's a really good sign. You're not going to feel like that when you see a 60-year-old guy in front of you. You're going to look at the guy that you're like, dude, he's hot. I want to talk to him. So you should, when you have the opportunity, because you never know, and life's so short. Tomorrow's never promised. So why wouldn't you take the shot of potentially meeting somebody that can be a potential husband, or you can link up all the time?
I'll do that on Friday because I am going to the airport. I'm flying out. I'm jumping off a plane this weekend. So yeah, I'm going to do that.
Well, I don't think he's going to jump off a plane the first day with you, but good luck.
Probably not.
No, but coffee shops are great. I think it's great. I think airports are like big, like a perfect green flag for any female. But you women have to remember that you have to shoot your shot. Us men have done it for so damn long, and we're tired of getting denied. But we still do it because we know that out of that 100 women that we're going to talk to, there's going to be that one. So women should shoot their shot 100%. Airports are like best.
What should we say?
I mean, hey, listen, I saw you across the room and, you know, I thought you were, you know, I saw you alone. I thought you needed some company. Can I sit down right here? Imagine what could change just by asking him. I think the best thing to say is you look like you're alone. You need some company. And people are like, yeah, please, like sit down. Like, because men are not going to recognize you at an airport. They're looking at their computer. They're looking at their phone. But as soon as you approach them, they're going to look up and be like, shit, I didn't recognize you from across the room, but you're very attractive. So I'm glad you walked up to me. So you're going to have more respect from a man when you walk up to him, whether it's a bar, whether it's anywhere in this world, and you walk up to him and you ask him to have a little conversation, you will change the game and he will change his perspective of you because you had the balls to come up and ask him. That changes us men. We put you on a pedestal when you make it easier for us men. We don't have to worry about getting denied because we're not going to get denied. Now we get to choose. Do we want to be with her or not? And he tells you to sit. It's fair game. He tells you, hey, I'm married, this and that. Oh, I'm so sorry to bother you. Well, you have a wonderful day. That's it.
You know what? I can do is just, I'm going to tell my kids to like, give him my card. Give him my card. I can send my kids. See?
No, you have to do it yourself. That's still you being shy. There's no point to put the kids up front. It's better that you go up because of the fact that they can actually look at you from up close instead of far away. And then they can decide whether they want to, you know, they want your number because they're going to look at you and be like, did she really just use her kid to give me the number? Like, bro, what kind of mom is this? Like, I don't want none of my kids approaching some random stranger for a number. So you're going to look like the bad mom. So you need to just take and get some balls and just walk up and just be like, would you like to have some company? That's it. I've done that plenty of times and no woman, I'd say 90% of women will never say no unless they're married or they're with their boyfriend and I didn't see him.
I'll do that. I'm going to keep you posted on Friday.
Cindy, it's going to work. Just listen to me. I promise you it's going to work. If he's single and he wants to mingle and he's going to places, you might as well shoot your shot because being remote and working is the most loneliest job in the world. And sometimes you need it.
Yeah, you're right.
So are men as oblivious as maybe sometimes we think they are?
I mean, yeah, we are, you know. I mean, there's nothing.
The answer to that question, but I did.
We're so oblivious to everything. We're just, you know, we know we're not dumb. And you women aren't dumb, so you guys can see it in our eyes. You can see it in our face. We're not. We don't, you know, we don't ignore it. We pay attention to everything. So If it's right in front of you and it's red, it's red. If the sky's blue, it's blue. It's just very oblivious to everything that we deal with. It's very up there. You know what I mean? So, if they're acting like they don't, then they're just lying to you. That's all it is. Every man has it. That's just what it is sometimes.
That's too funny.
I honestly think for the women that are in your chat and they're dealing with all these men, the 100% problem about everything is social media. Number one, they portray they're having a perfect relationship, but let's just look at it. TikTok girls are coming out murdering their boyfriends. The girl from Miami, big TikToker, killed her boyfriend, and then she was in an elevator with another guy saying, "Hey, listen, I killed somebody." Another guy, mental health issues. He came out and he killed his wife and his kid because of the fact that he thought his wife was, cheating on him. So you see these relationships and you see all these stupid dumbass like, oh, it's perfect. It's never perfect. There's no relationship in this world that's perfect. So if you women are thinking, why can't I find a good guy? Imagine those girls going through the fighting, the domestic violence, the getting beaten up, the running away, the stealing, and just using him for money. Men have to step up their game because they also have to understand that there's women out there that play the game as well, and it's crazy. I just saw a video the other day and this guy was in a hotel and he was, I fucking paid for this girl to fly out here and she knew we were trying to fuck. And now she's not giving it up. I paid for the room. I paid for the food. I paid for everything for her to fly out and she ain't giving it up. Get the fuck out. That's the game. I saw another girl saying it's her birthday and her man didn't decide to pay for all her friends. And he's like, what the fuck? Why do I got to pay for the friends? Yeah, that was crazy. And she was like, you didn't pay for my friends? Like my friends are here. And it's like a $3,000, $2,000 tab. I would have been like, you know what? Ridiculous. Fuck your birthday. I'm grabbing my shit. I'm out. I don't give a damn. If you think that we have to be the financial providers, I think women are actually winning in 2022 because of your looks, because you're smart, and because when it comes down to the industry, women right now make more income than men. And I think there was a 60% to 70% that women are winning right now in the industry. They make more money than men. They're well educated. They're making more money than men. So why does it always have to be the man has to pay for everything? No, it doesn't. I understand the first date. Technically, it doesn't have to be the first date, but because he asked you out, yes, that's the gentleman like if you're making a little effort. But why? Why does it have to be? That's the problem. Society sees all this dumbass shit on social media and they think, okay, well, the man's driving a Lambo and she's sitting next to him. The man's making this and she's sitting next to him. She's just looking beautiful while he provides for everything. She don't got to do shit but to look hot. And that's just what it is in today's society. But obviously, social media.
Exactly. I don't even think that we don't even really live in a society now where we can have a one income household. So,
right.
As women, we kind of, we have to do our part. I mean, in my opinion, if I'm with someone, I want to be a partner. I don't want to sit back and not work and not do my part. Right. I was in a marriage where I didn't work for a few months and I felt so guilty. He's going to work and I'm at home, not really doing much. I felt really guilty for that. And now, like in my current relationship, I want to be a partner and I see the benefit of being an equal contributor. I mean, I might make more than him. He might make more than me, but it doesn't really matter as long as we're pulling our weight in some form or another.
Straight up. I don't think money should change just because where he works. I don't care if a guy's making $70,000 a year working at McDonald's. I don't care if he's a security guard. That man is working his ass off to provide for his family. And for a woman to say, hey, how come you didn't pay for this? And how come you didn't pay for that? That's not how the relationship should be. I've dated women where they're like, hey, can I get this, can I pay for this coffee? And I'm like, no, I got it. Don't worry about it. It's just a little small coffee. But just a gesture of her wanting to pay is totally fine. When it came down to my birthdays, always taken care of. I always took care of them. It's just, that's what it is. Anniversaries, really big. People either do, a big thing for it or something small. But some people just don't have that life where they just they make ends meet. They work their ass off and women they'll pass this guy to look for the guy that has a nicer car, more money, but this guy's going to treat her like shit. But the guy working at McDonald's every night loves you to death and will come back home every single night because he wants to make sure he provides for his wife and takes care of her mentally with the kids and spend time. I don't want to be in a shitty relationship where somebody doesn't want to take care of me. I want to provide and make sure I can come back to my wife, and I want to take the time to actually recognize her, because men and women are forgetting to recognize their others because of the fact they're so busy with work and trying to make the money. And the woman's like, you don't spend enough time with me. Well, I'm a fucking cop. I work 4 10s every single day. I work 6 days a week to work overtime so I could pay for this table. I could pay for your Jeep. I could pay for the dogs. I could pay for the kids' schooling and their babysitting. But you guys don't see that because of the fact that you're just like, I just need time. Well, that's why we have vacations. That's why we have sick leave, because we take time. That's the problem with today's society.
And you're right.
I had a conversation.
Because I mean, it's just like what I've seen is, okay, so I'm a single mom. I'm a full-time single mom, and I'm a single household income. And it's just like, when I'm telling you, I work my ass off, everything, I work my ass off. And I'm like, how is it possible that these men buy all this stuff for these women, and all I'm looking for is love. I'm looking for companionship. I don't care how much you make. I don't care what I care is, do you love me and I love you? That's all I care of, because you know what? You can make money anytime. It's not about the materialistic things, and people don't appreciate that. Look, if you bought me a piece a coffee or anything, or you bought, I would be so happy. It doesn't matter for me. It's just like having you in my life is all that matters.
That's 100% what it should be like, but let's just keep it real. Women want fancy and nice things because they watch what they see on TikTok. Weddings, super big on weddings, okay? I'm Afghan. There's so many. They spend 50 to 100K. Armenian weddings, same thing. Every Lebanese weddings, they spend a lot of money on their weddings, and they're always on debt. 100,000, 200,000, whatever. Fireworks, show, plates. I'll keep it real with you. The easiest way for me, and no, not a lot of women want it. I just want something simple. I'd rather do a destination wedding. You can go to Turkey and spend $4,000 for the most amazing wedding in the world and be next to the water. But women want the $100,000 to be in California on a banquet in San Francisco. And that's just because that's just the way these girls were raised up. Not you, Cindy, as you can see. But they grew up seeing their sisters getting spoiled. They're seeing their brothers. They see these, rich, Indians Punjabi people go hard on weddings. I've seen 100K dropped immediately. There's a horse. There's a sword. I mean, they ball out. It's hard. But what if I can't give you that wedding and the limo and the horse and the fireworks and $35 a plate for what? 500 people that come talk shit at my wedding and then eat my food and fucking leave? I don't want that.
This is my thing. What I see it is, okay, you know what? All I want is pictures and a small ceremony. That's it. All I care is to be with a person that I love, 10 or 15 people maximum. In that amount of money, you know what? I can spend that in a down payment for a house, for multi-family, building wealth. And you know what? We can have the honeymoon for 6 months if you want to. But It's about perspective. It's not about all materialistic. And that's what people don't understand. And I know I am so freaking different. And it's just I don't see it like me being single and all that and with little kids. I see it as everything is monetary. How can we build wealth? How can I grow that money? Not spend 10 or 200 or $300,000 in a wedding. I don't see that as a, as a healthy financial decision, which is actually, what am I going to do? People are going to come to your wedding. They're going to have fun. Yeah, you're going to have fun, but what can you do? What can you appreciate and build more memories with?
Right.
The pictures. That's it. You spend $3,000 in pictures, probably less than that, depending on how long. I mean, you spend less than $5,000.
And the craziest part is, that's just the way it is in today's society. They see all these Kim Kardashian weddings. Oh, I want that, and that. And you're just like, but honey, I can't afford that. Oh, don't worry. We'll figure it out. If they understand that, then that's good. A very small wedding and a simple wedding that doesn't cost you $100K when you can spend that on something else. That's very simple. I saw a football star today, and I thought this was a super interesting story. The guy got signed for $1.6 million for his contract. Okay. He took 1.6. He had a girlfriend. Let me tell you what he spent it on. The first month he spent it on one house for his mom. That 600,000 went down to 1.4. Okay. He bought a house for himself, a condo that went to 1.2. He bought a bunch of cars. That went down to 20%. Also, he had a manager, so that went down to like 800,000. He went on a vacation to travel around the world with a female. That went down from 800K to $200,000 left.
Oh my God.
I saw that and I was like, okay, I understand the mom. I understand himself. I understand his agent. You had 800,000 and it literally went down to 2. What kind of fucking travel lifestyle to travel the world did you do to spend almost 400K to left with 200? And he realized he had to slow down. But I'm telling you right now, that girl, that wasn't even his wife. It was his girlfriend. So imagine if you were married to her, okay, that was your girlfriend. You spent 400K with a woman you don't have a ring on. That is the toughest pill to swallow because he realized when he got home, he's like, damn, I got 200K and I only got signed for 1.6. I don't know if I have another contract. I don't know about injuries. I was like, damn, that's a reality check. That taught me a lot. I was like, damn, that's tough for this guy.
So now
it's what it is.
And I mean, it's just like, but men like that type of woman. That's the thing.
No, men don't realize it of what type of woman they have unless they start spending and realizing that they're emptying out these bank accounts for these women, that all they're there is, hey, I want this purse, I want this ring, and I want this. They don't realize it because they think it's love, but really they're just giving them everything they want because they're so infatuated and in love with these girls that they will give them anything to make them happy, and they still wake up next to them and sleep with them. That's the problem. And I saw, I don't know if you guys ever read. Do you guys know who Xavier is? He's actually on TikTok. I actually just had a conversation with him. I love that guy, Xavier Entertainment. If you guys ever get a one-on-one with him, tell him Walid sent you. That guy is amazing. And he was telling me, like, he went on a date. And I believe he went on a date and she was like, so are you going to buy me a purse? And he's like, why the fuck am I going to buy you a purse? And he was like, just in case you waste my time, at least I have some collateral to keep while you waste my time. That is the difference of what today's society is going through right now. We don't know what you girls, exactly. $1,000 wallet for you to just go on a date with me. During the date, you asked me that because of collateral, just in case I waste your time. And he's like,
I mean, what if the tables were turned? You know, like what if I guess the man was asking for like, you know, a $500-600 Louis Vuitton wallet just so he can have collateral. Like, I mean, we as women, like we wouldn't want that. I don't understand why, you know, why we would do that to men. I think that's totally ridiculous.
If I'm going to get something, look, I will get it myself. I was
just going to say that.
I will get it myself. Like, I got my first Louis Vuitton. I got it a few months ago, but it was me. I went to the store and I bought it with my own money. That was me.
Exactly.
Not for a guy to give it to me. No.
That's very common in today's society now. Everybody's getting something out of it. Whether you have a rich dude, whether you have a following. I've been super blessed. My times have changed because when you hit 37 and you realize the women that are actually coming after you, I've been having women that are very genuine and they're not looking for like the most richest guy. They're looking for somebody that has a future, that has a personality. Women would rather date somebody that barely has $1,000 in their account. Okay, I understand. You'll hustle up when, you know, you get older. I'll teach you the game as a woman. You'll push us to become better. It's just what you guys do. And he will literally treat you like a queen because of the fact that we love so hard because we know what we want. And I'm the type of person where it's just like, man, I've literally had women flood my messages and they're like, listen, I'm super attracted to you. Well, listen, I'm unemployed right now. I lost my job. That's fine. I sold my car. I'll pick you up. I'm like, what do I say? Like you want me to like, okay, I'll meet you up there. Cause I did everything. And they're just like, I will fly to you just to hang out with you. And I'm like, whoa, this shit changed the game. But there are women that are willing to make the effort, and you don't have to be rich. You don't have to be wealthy. You don't have to have a couple $100. There's women that are out there that just want a human being to have a conversation. It is so hard to fucking talk. Why? Why is it so hard? You can't educate. Why is it so hard that we can't just go watch? Oh, you don't watch football? Let me teach you the game. Let me show you what an offsides is. Let me tell you, let's enjoy, I'll take you to a fucking taqueria and there'll be games up front there. You drink and just enjoy, and I'll teach you whenever you have a question, basketball games. And then I will do whatever you want. What do you want to do? I want to go to New York and go Broadway. Let's fucking go. I'll be bored as shit, but I'll do it for you. Let's go. And who knows? He might like it, but it's not hard. It's the hardest part is men just want something out of it, or women want something, and they're just like, okay, I don't want this. I just want to fuck. Let's go. Okay.
So my last question is, how do we, in your opinion, how do we avoid that going forward?
Avoid
how do we avoid finding somebody like that?
You'll see the red flags. You'll see the red flags immediately. You're going to ask them the main question you ask a person in the first date. What are you looking for? And if they say I'm going with the flow, bye. Cause that doesn't mean anything to me. Oh, I'm looking for a friend. Bye. That doesn't mean anything to me. If you'll notice little things, if he wants to get sloppy drunk on a first date, bye. I already know what you're trying to do. Listen, I saw a meme about this and I thought it was funny. Men don't have to get women drunk to sleep with them, because that's considered rape to me, ladies. Like fellas, like stop. You ain't got to get them drunk. I understand it's not, but I notice like men will fucking give them shots and get them hammered and be like, and women get in their feelings or whatever. Let's go to my house. Don't worry, nothing's going to happen. Turn on the Netflix. And then they wake up and they're like, oh fuck, I made the biggest mistake. He looked hotter when I was drunk. And that's just what it is. So you'll notice these first dates. You'll notice all these little things, the cell phone, the way he dresses, the way he takes care of you. If he's not opening car doors, if he didn't take the effort to at least bring some chocolate or candy, effort is so key. If a man doesn't open a car door or a restaurant door for you, he was not raised to be a gentleman. Chivalry is not dead. It's a very common thing. If I see my mom, my dad taught me the game. My mom still gets her car door open, and she was 18. She's 60 years old right now, and she's still getting her car door open for me or for my dad. But if you don't do that, like these things, I'm telling you, you women are so 100%. Oh my God. I saw another meme. A guy opened a restaurant door for me, or she was at a mall and he opened the door, and she was so shocked that he opened the door that he thought about her. I can't stop thinking about him for 3 days because the man opened the door for me. It's not hard to be a gentleman. The problem is we're losing the men that stop doing that because they don't see that. If they saw it on social media, they'd probably do it immediately, but they don't, because chivalry is slowly going away. And us men, we still have that. So effort on the first date is key. If he doesn't touch you or he doesn't make the first move on the first date, that's awesome. If he takes you home and he walks you safely and you don't have like no fucking parents around or no kids around where they don't see the man, and he walks you to your door respectfully, he doesn't have to, but if he does that, that's awesome. These are key things. If he just does dinner and he takes you to dessert, winner. If he takes you to movie theaters and you can't have a conversation, stupid. Like, there's red flags and green flags. I'm telling you, you'll see these things, ladies. Like, it's very easy to see when you know a man wants to sleep with you or he wants to get to know you.
Yeah. Well, I know that we're right at our time. I know, but thank you so much. This has been incredibly helpful. I can't wait to see what else you put out on TikTok. Thank you so much.
I can't wait to see. I'm like super excited. I'm like, woo! And then on your travel, that's because all right. So I'm going to end it with, this is, dear baddies. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Dear baddies, boyfriend, bitches, and everything in between.
Oh, that's in between.
And we have Walid, Nicole and Cindy Pressgraves, and we love this episode. I hope you guys keep on watching and enjoy for the next one.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.